I legit just recorded this whole video and the battery died and now I have to re-record. Nice! So the Survivor video has been getting nothing but love. People have been asking me to release a second episode and keep going. So I'm gonna have to do it. I'm gonna have to. In today's video, we're gonna be going through the second episode of Survivor South Africa, 8th season called Immunity Island. If you haven't seen my first Survivor video, you should probably watch that before this one. Then this will make more sense. If you thought the first episode was drama, if you thought the first episode was packed with action and was just juicy, you are not ready. You are not ready for what happens from there on out. It just gets wilder. Wilder is what it is. Let's get right into it. But before that,
Previously on Survivor.
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 Previously on Survivor. That's the one. That's the one.
Kian and Sean got an early target on them.
It just seems that he was looking quite hard for an idol.
This already just puts a target on their back, which makes our lives a little bit easier.
After Zamba lost the immunity challenge,
Who's desperate and scrambling?
Jason tried to convince Anela and Renier to vote Amy out. Tribal Council, Sean's paranoia got the better of him.
No one's told me anything about voting, which means who's on the block? This guy.
But Jason got blindsided. First person voted out of Survivor SA Immunity Island. Jason.
Alright, so last episode, Jason was booted out for throwing out too many names. We learned that lesson. And now, post-Tribal Council, Sean was very heated. Remember that? Sean was very angry because he was left out of so many conversations that happened to get Jason booted out. So now he realizes that he's a bit unsafe and he kind of has to get into an alliance with the boys to make sure that it's safe, you know? So he sees that Renier and Smash are having a conversation about Dino. They're like, you know what, Dino is kind of a threat and he should kind of be the next person who's heading on the chopping block after Jason. You know, should make sure that Dino is next in line. And Sean cleverly uses conversation as a door to get into the alliance with the rest of the tribe, and now he's cool. Now he's cool with them. Now he feels a bit safer. Renier and Amy are having some underground conversations, some underground mafia stuff going on.
Amy and I have underground mafia kind of vibes going on. No one knows about it. No one sees us together. No one knows we're chatting.
Renier is like, you know, he likes it when they're sneaking around and no one knows about it.
Just meet up, quickly lay down the information which we have, and no one knows about that, and that really excites me.
Renier, I have to agree with you. It is much more exciting sneaking around when no one knows about it, right? Back at the Vuna tribe, aka the Vab tribe. Remember last episode, this tribe was doing nothing but vibing. And in this episode, we get to see some friction. We get to see some friction finally. I love it. So the first thing we see is Carla is catching some smoke from Pinty.
I'm not going to be very
Well,
happy.
you should have been learning, Carla.
I was learning. I learned how to twine.
That's the whole thing about these types of things.
I learned how to twine. I learned how to do structure.
You should be watching and stealing with the eye.
Pinty is just being very aggressive, very abrasive, and she's rubbing Carla off the wrong way. And Carla's like, you know what? I don't like the way Pinty talks to me. I don't think she likes me. And she's like, you know what? Maybe I should make a plan. I should make sure that I get the wheel rolling on getting Pinty the hell out of here.
Pinty, I can tell that she doesn't really like me, or I think that she doesn't really like me, and pissing me off a little bit. I've told myself I'd give myself 3 days until I make a decision on someone, and if I'd want to work with them or not. And just based on these past 3, there's no chance.
And that's pretty much the social friction that we see in the tribe so far. Next day is the reward challenge. Today they are playing for a fishing kit. And again, a lot of running, a lot of swimming. They have to do some weird Naruto run on the water. Santini is having a tough time with the challenge. She's losing breath. She's chastening. That's what I'm gonna call it. She's chastening this challenge, okay? The interesting thing about this reward challenge is that the second part of it is like a puzzle challenge, right? And they have this rotating desk that has these puzzle pieces, right? and these rotating pieces have to align so you can fit the puzzle piece in. It looks very difficult. So only one person from each tribe can do it. They do have an option of tagging out and, you know, tapping someone else in. And the Vuna tribe is dismally failing in this challenge. They're just tapping left and right. No one is figuring out, and Zamba has only one person working on it. Dino. Dino is destroying this challenge. He's getting all these pieces in very easily in record time. Nico's eyes are like, what the hell? How is this even possible? Vuna doesn't even get one piece in, and Zamba gets all of them in with just one person, Dino. Dino is a damn G the way he does this. 360, no scoping, 1v9 basically. So Zamba takes the dub. Easily, they go home with the fishing kit. Vuna goes home empty-handed, and it's time to go back to their bases. It's time to go back to the bases where we see more social friction in the Vuna tribe. In the previous episode, the Vuna tribe was just one big alliance, right? Everyone was vibing, everyone was happy. But now we're starting to see small alliances forming up. The first we see is Chappies, Paul, Anesu, and Pinty are making a little alliance here, and everyone's having fun. Chappies decides to tell this little alliance about his diplomatic immunity that he won the challenge, fire challenge with Jason in the first episode, and you know, that's kind of interesting. And Anesu doesn't really trust Paul. He's like, you know what, something's off with Paul, you know, I feel like he's just playing some weird game. His eyes are moving around the whole time we're talking, so really her eyes are on Paul. She's like, I don't like this man.
I've got my eye on Paul. I think he's playing a super social game, so witty. He's building around camp, and I saw those eyes moving during that conversation. So out of that 4, I'm still waiting for the jury around Paul.
Back at the Zamba tribe, everyone is literally shocked at how Dino was killing that challenge. He has so many points now, and people are getting a little bit intimidated because now they know that, hey, if it's me versus Dino in a puzzle challenge, there is no way I'm winning. He's just gonna kill me easily. So now people are intimidated F by Dino, and I feel like that's gonna, you know, put a target on his back going forward. And then I learned that Dino is a live escape game owner, so he does this. It's like a normal Tuesday for him, okay? Back at the Vuna tribe, Pinty, she doesn't really trust Mike. She's like, you know, I don't trust Mike. We should probably make sure that Mike's head is on the chopping block if anything happens in the immunity challenge, right?
I'm not really buying what Mike's selling, to be honest with you. There's something about, like, I go with my gut.
And the alliances in this tribe, in the Vibe tribe, seem a bit loose, you know? People are just half in this alliance, half in that alliance. No one's really committing to a group of people yet, which I guess is expected in the first couple of weeks. But like, the Zamba tribe already has strong alliances, but the Vuna tribe is messing around him, and no one seems to be committing to anyone. So Kieran tells Carla that, you know, people are planning to vote Mike out because Carla's very close with Mike, and Carla gets very protective over Mike. She's like, you know what, I can't let Mike be the one who gets voted out. I love him.
Do you think people don't like him?
So
I love him.
I like him also.
Yeah.
I don't get it. Like, you haven't seen him for a couple of weeks. I get it, you guys are in an alliance, but like, you love him. That doesn't. What? Next day is the immunity challenge. A lot of balancing that they have to do. They have to run these weird bags and do some balancing on some poles. Good lord, like all these challenges just look tiring F. Like, I can't. They just look like too much. Rainier almost breaks his damn neck in the challenge. Like, what the hell? Slow down there, bro. Relax. Sean is carrying the whole team. And now, the second portion of these challenges is almost always a puzzle challenge, right? And because Zamba saw that Dino was killing it in the first challenge, reward challenge, now they're going to put Dino again in this puzzle challenge. And Dino, of course, Dino easily kills the puzzle challenge with Kian, and for the second time today, Zamba takes the dub. Zamba can rest easy today. No one's going home. But Vuna, someone's gonna have to be voted out of the Vuna tribe today. Let's go. It's time for the vibes to be broken down, right? So after the tribal immunity challenge, Nico hands the tribal immunity over to the Zamba tribe, and the Vuna tribe has to go home with nothing. Nico asks, you know, what happened? What happened there, Vuna? What happened? Carla decides to pull a little victim card and cry, and then she's like, oh, you know what, I feel like I was holding my team back. I feel like it was my fault that the team lost. And if you look at the challenge, like, Carla didn't really do anything to significantly make her team lose, and I don't think anyone on the team was like, Carla, you did something to make the team lose. You know, you don't see her do the challenge, so I don't get why she's crying now, saying she's, you know, making everyone lose a challenge. It's a bit weird. I don't get it. And of course, as a bonus to winning, Zamba has to send one person from the Vuna tribe to Immunity Island. That's the name of the show, Immunity Island. Immunity Island, of course, means you can't get voted out Zamba decides to take Santani to Immunity Island. And the interesting thing, I didn't go over this on the first episode, but whoever gets sent to the Immunity Island has a chance to play a little game, and if they win the game, they win a clue to an immunity idol, sometimes an actual immunity idol, and if they lose the game, they can lose their vote or get a vote against them in the next tribal council. Santini decides to stay and play, right? She knows what she's here for. Santini plays the challenge, she wins a clue to the immunity idol. They tell her there's an immunity idol hidden at tribal council behind inside one of the trees. So that's pretty dope. And then she decides to go do a little bit more searching, scurrying around, you know, just to find maybe an extra immunity clue. And she finds one. It's crazy. She walks away with literally 2 things from the Immunity Island. 1, a clue to an immunity idol hidden at tribal council, and 2, a clue to an immunity idol. So back at the Vunda tribe, they know tonight is the night of tribal council, so you know we're gonna have to make sure we have conversations on who's going out. Now it's time for everyone to go to their alliances and kind of find out whose name is going around, you know, who's gonna be voted out tonight. Anesu is literally in almost every alliance in the Vuna tribe, right? And she keeps hearing Pinty's name come up. So it seems like Pinty might be getting blindsided in this episode, because people agree that, you know, she's a bit abrasive, you know, her attitude really doesn't rub people off the right way sometimes, and this becomes very evident in this one specific scene. Right, so this is a scene that lets you see that, wow, these people are right. She is very, very aggressive. So she sees Anesu and Kieran talking, discussing. Actually, they're discussing her. She doesn't know that. They're discussing her, and she just walks in and aggressively asks, so what are you guys talking about? Listen to this.
And she stood on almost
Look
everyone's
at that JoJo
toes.
walk,
She's
bro.
definitely stood on mine. So I'm more than happy to hear her name come up.
So what have you guys been talking about?
Like, wait, who comes up to 2 people talking just like, what have you guys been talking about? Like, what? Read the room, bro. What is wrong with you? So Pinty goes full like interrogation mode on Kieran. Kieran is absolutely uncomfortable. He has to come up with f***ing lies because they were talking about her, and she asked like, hey Kieran, what are you guys talking about? And Kieran's like, Mike. And he says Mike's name, and she's like, oh wait, what do you mean Mike? Aren't you in alliance with Mike? And Kieran's like, it's just an absolutely uncomfortable situation for Kieran, and you can just see it in his face, right? And that's what drives the nail in Pinty's coffin. She's gonna get blindsided. Everyone can tell except her. Something else Pinty does is she decides to tell Tyson about the diplomatic immunity Chappie's told about her in confidence, which is weird because, you know, Chappie's told you this in confidence, and now you're just telling. Why are you doing this, Pinty? And then she goes back to Chappie's, and then Chappie's asks her like, hey, did you tell Tyson about the diplomatic immunity? And she's like, no.
What I want to find out from you is, does Tyson know about the advantage yet or not?
No.
Or should we let him know?
No, I didn't.
So he doesn't?
No.
Okay.
Cap, I don't understand what is going on. So it's tribal council time. Mike knows that it's a tight race between him and Pinty. Can't really tell who's going to be the one voted out. Carla really got the wheel rolling on the Pinty getting the hell out of here, because people agree, like, you know, we don't really like Pinty. I don't like the attitude. No one likes it. So it's tribal council. Emotions are running high once again. And you know, Nico does what he has to do. Nico knows he has to peel. He has to peel the social layers of the group. He knows what he has to do, and he does just that. Tyson starts schooling Pinty, but Pinty doesn't know. Tyson goes on this little speech speaking about how you should be very careful about the way you talk, you know, how you approach people. You could be rubbing people off the wrong way. And these are indirect shots at Pinty, but she doesn't know. She doesn't know this. Santini is back from Immunity Island. She gets a little peek at the immunity idol that they hid for her in one of the tree logs. It's time for everyone to go in and write their votes, and you can kind of tell that everyone's gonna write Pinty down. Like, there's no way Pinty's not gonna go out this episode. Nico counts the votes, and as you guessed it, Pinty gets booted. Pinty gets completely blindsided.
Second person voted out of Survivor SA, Immunity Island. Pinty.
This is like 2 episodes, 2 blindsides. What is going on? This is too much. These people just aren't aware of how they interact with people. Both these episodes were a result of people not being aware of how to interact with people. Guys, you have to be very aware. That is the second lesson we learn. Well, it's the second time we learn the same lesson of how you should be aware of the way you talk to people. Don't be aggressive, don't be abrasive. Learn to read the room. What are you doing? So that is the second episode of Survivor South Africa. The vibe trap has been broken down. And I like it. I like it. They were vibing too much the first episode. It's about time. It's about time something happened. And I'm interested to see what happens in the third episode. Honestly, I'm not sure if I'm gonna do a video for each of these episodes. There's like 9 episodes and you guys don't really want me to do like all of them, right? Right? And yeah, that was pretty much it. That was the second episode of Survivor South Africa. Let me know what you guys think of this episode in the comments below. Write that down. Alright, that's it for me, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share this video with friends and family. Let's get this in front of more eyes. You know? Let more people enjoy this. Don't just keep the enjoyment for yourself. See you guys in the next video. Peace.